Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Wanted to get on here today with a video about my favorite anti-aging things. Just things that I do in my life that make me feel my personal best where I am now. And where I am now is I am 53. Yeah, I'm 53. So I'm not trying to look 25 or even 30 or 35. I'm just trying to be my personal best where I am now. And there's some things that I just really love to do to try to stay feeling my best. So I'm going to jump right into this, and I'm going to start with one that makes the biggest difference, y'all. Hang on. And that is teeth bleach. Y'all, this makes the biggest difference. It literally, I feel like, takes 5 to 10 years off. Just having a nice, bright smile. Because I'm telling you, I can't believe I don't have coffee here right now. I'm constantly drinking coffee. So my teeth were so stained. I look back at pictures now that I used to think I looked pretty good in, and I'm like, my teeth were yellow. So teeth bleach, and this is my favorite one. I get it at my orthodontist's office, and it's called Opalescent. I use this with trays that I got at my dentist. There's also some great things just at the grocery store. Those Crest white strips are really good, and also a Crest toothpaste that I heard about from Trish a long time ago. It works great. I think it's Crest Glamorous White, but this is what I use, and I love it. It keeps my teeth nice and bright. Okay, next, something I discovered, I guess last year sometime, maybe 2018, and that is eyelash serum. As we get older, you know, everything just kind of thins out. The hair on the head, the eyebrows, the eyelashes, everything. And this brings it back. I've heard some people say they've never had good eyelashes, and this brought them back. I did have great eyelashes. And just the last couple of years, you know, they've kind of thinned out. This has brought them back. I use this in the morning on the base of my eyelashes, and then I put a mascara on. If you have real sensitive eyes to eyelash serums, you might try that. I put it on in the morning on the base of my eyelashes, let it dry, kind of fan it, and then put mascara over it. And that has allowed me to use this, and I love it. Okay, next, I cannot have an anti-aging video without skincare. However, I don't want to turn this into a skincare video. I'll do an updated skincare here pretty shortly. So I'm just going to speak pretty broadly about the skincare. And that is, I always have a skincare regimen since high school, whether that was Seabreeze and Noxzema, the Clinique line, Lancome, and now it is retinols, acids, and SPF. But I thought I would tell you, a few more things that I'm using outside of those that, you might be interested in. I just added a growth factor serum, and I love doing this. I don't know, what results I'm going to get yet, but research on growth factors is good. These are supposed to be powerful. I'm using the one by Zeo Health. Really like that. I always love my Lancome serums, my Visionaire and my Genifique. These both make my skin look better long term. I don't really know, but I've used these for years, and I love how they make my skin look. They just make it glowy and better. So I love my Lancome serums. I've used those since my 30s. 20s actually. And then along with just a regular acid, I love a weekly acid. And the one that's coming out on top for me is this Ordinary AHA 30%, BHA 2%, the purple one. Nice and active, and I love this. I do this once or twice a week, and keeps my skin nice and active. Okay, something else that I really love doing for my skin that's just an added bonus. It's a lot of fun, and I think I see good results with it, and that is Dermarolling. I love to do the 0.25. I would say I do this 3 to 5, 6 times a week, and I do it all over. I really get that forehead good, and I feel like it gives it like a little freshening. Do this and a little Argireline, Botox in a bottle. Gives it a nice little freshening. And then I do it all over the face, and it makes my products go in deeper. And then maybe once or twice a month, I'll do a 0.5, and this really gets deeper, and I believe this stimulates actual collagen. Always looking to stimulate that collagen, and I love this. It makes my face look pink, and probably a little bit swollen for a couple of days, which makes it look plump and healthy. So I love my 0.5. I love my 0.25. These are just a lot of fun. Okay, and I want to follow up skincare with procedures. And I have just a couple of procedures I really consider valuable at the very, very top. Well, I'll tell you what I do first. I do some filler in the lips. I probably do that once every year and a half. And these are about 6 months old, and I really do love that. I would just say if you go get filler, go to somebody who is very experienced, very careful, and a medical professional, because there are risks involved with, anytime you're injecting anything into your face. I also have Botox. And again, I use that with a lot of respect because it is a toxin. I get a little bit in my forehead, and I get a little bit right here on my 11s. And I try to get that about once a year. But at the very, very top of my procedures is laser, because laser actually makes your skin better. And my favorite is Skintyte. I've been getting that since 2017, and I love it. It's very subtle and it's very slow. So when you start it, you have to be very patient. What it does for me is it takes my concern away from my lower face. When I start getting it, I'm like, is that really working? And then all of a sudden, I'm just not concerned with my lower face anymore. I have done an entire series on Skintyte laser. It's a BBL. It's a broadband laser, and it makes your body produce collagen. You go and have a series of those, and it really makes your body start producing collagen. Then I just lose all concern for my lower face. So I'm going to link my videos down below that will probably answer any question you might have about Skintyte. I love it. It is at the very, very top of my procedures. Okay, then with hair, I do a few things for hair, and when I'm thinking about anti-aging in hair, I'm thinking about my hair color, and I'm thinking about my hair thickness. And I do have a history of having some thinning. You can't tell it now because back in about 2013, I picked up Nioxin. I was talking to my sister-in-law, and my niece was going through some pretty major medical treatments, and her doctor told her, pick up Nioxin to prevent thinning. Well, that's from a doctor. So I thought, okay, I'm going to pick that up and try it. So I did. And I love this. I never feel like I have an abnormal amount of shedding now. And I used to. I used to be afraid I was going bald. I would lose handfuls of hair. And now it's just a normal amount. So I love my Nioxin. Then after I started watching YouTube, I started hearing about the serums, the Nioxin serum, and then ElleIsForLiving was talking about the Nutra-Ox serum. And this gives even more protection against the shedding. And what I do with this is I always spray this on. Right here, I tend to get thinner around my hairline and here. So I spray those areas good with this every time I shampoo. And then sometimes, I would say 3 or 4 times a month, I will Dermaroll I'll Dermaroll my scalp with a 1.0 and then spray this on. Heard about doing that from ElleIsForLiving, and that is powerful. I will actually see new growth when I do that. I would do this every time I shampoo, but I don't always think about it. So I'd say 3 or 4 times a month with this, but every time I shampoo, I use the Nutra-Ox. Okay, and next is hair color. And when I talk about hair color, I am clearly just speaking for myself. I know a lot of beautiful women that have let their hair go gray. For myself, when I color my hair, I take off about 10 years because I don't have pretty gray hair. I don't have that beautiful silver hair. And when I color my hair, it takes about 10 years off. I take about a decade off, and it just totally freshens me. If you're curious about my color, I have a hair coloring video. I will link that down below. It's quite a concoction. I use 3 different colors, and I've used those for years. And then my last hair thing is layers around the face. When I keep layers around my face, it helps keep my face kind of lifted. It's the equivalent of keeping your hair short. But if I keep it short around my face, it gives my face a lift. So that really helps, and I need to go cut a few now, but I love doing that. Okay, next, I want to talk about some lifestyle stuff that I think is as important as any skincare, any product I can put on my face, and that is what I'm putting in my body. I absolutely think that what we put in our mouths affect our skin as much or more than anything else we do. And I have a few things that I try to do. Okay, and the things that I do, you know, to try to keep my skin better, of course, the water. I try to drink 4 of those, keep myself nice and hydrated. I don't know if it helps my skin, but can't hurt because it helps, you know, overall health. I also try to get plenty of healthy fats. I get a lot of eggs, I get a lot of nuts. Avocados are great. Good, healthy fats. They're good for the brain, they're good for the skin. They're just good for you. I also am trying to get more veggies because I know that veggies are just good for the skin. They are. They have always made my skin look better, and I always struggle to get them. But I'm doing better with that. They make me feel better. They make my skin look better. So a lot of veggies. Okay, next, sugar. Oh, I always watch my sugar intake. I don't always do the best at it. I don't always succeed, but I'm always shooting for not a lot of sugars in my system. And anytime I say sugar in any video, I'm talking about carbs. Simple carbs like sugars, but also flour, breads, pastas, anything that turns to sugar really fast in my body. I really watch that. Even fruit. I even watch fruit because sugar just wreaks havoc on our bodies if we get too much of it. It causes inflammation, it breaks down collagen, it feeds cancer. It just does a lot. Now, we all need some sugar in our systems, but I try to get the majority of my carbs from veggies, a little bit of fruit, and just a handful of grain. So I'm just always watching my sugars. And I believe that is, you know, one of the biggest anti-agers for the face and internally for the body. Okay, next, collagen. Drinking collagen. Now, I do want to preface this with saying, I don't know if this works, but I don't know if a lot of stuff works, but I still like doing it. Makes me feel like I'm doing the best for myself, like I'm, you know, just doing my absolute best. And so I love drinking collagen, and I think there's some pretty good research behind this. I have heard that when you drink collagen or take collagen, your body takes it and puts it where it needs it. If your joints need it, it takes it to your joints. If your skin needs it, it takes it to your skin. I just really love doing this. So after I finish my cardio every day, I get a scoop of my MAV collagen in my little bullet blender with some coconut milk, froth it up, and I just have a little after cardio treat. And I have to tell y'all, my joints are not hurting as much. Now, that's not a beauty tip, but my joints aren't hurting as much. So, you know, I'm hoping it's helping my skin too. So I love doing the collagen. Okay, next, I cannot have an anti-aging video without talking about workouts. And I'll start with cardio. Y'all, I feel like that's one of the best things I do for my skin because after I do my cardio, my skin looks so much better than before I did my cardio. And I feel like that's evidence that it's working. It gets my blood pumping, it gets the oxygen flowing, it gets all that going to your skin, gets your blood moving, and my skin looks flushed and healthy after I do it. It is like I've had a good spa treatment or an acid put on my face. It just makes my skin glow and without doing anything to it. There have been many times in my life where I could not do cardio because of injury or illness. I cannot stay looking as good without cardio as I do with it. Cannot. I can't do anything to make myself look like I'm still doing cardio. It just gives my skin a glow. It keeps a layer of fat off my body. It gives me an energy and a spark that I just don't have without it, sadly. I wish I could bottle it and sell it, but I can't. The only way I can get it is to get on my back, hit the pavement, and move. I also love weights. I don't see that in my skin, so sometimes it's harder to get myself to do it. That is more of an anti-ager for my body. However, I do see it in my upper body, which is right here by my face. And when I do things like crunches, that keeps this pulled up. So it does give a much more youthful appearance, and I depend on it heavily. I would say just working out in general is just one of my biggest, most favorite anti-agers ever. And that is all, those are all of my favorite anti-agers. I love doing them. They're so much fun, and we live in really good times for anti-aging. So anyway, y'all let me know down below some of your favorite things that you use to anti-age on a regular basis. And that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe. Leave comments and questions down below, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Y'all have a good day. Bye.